Welcome, racing fans, to Motorsports Radio, and we are on channel MR1 today, home of Motorsports Talk, and we're going to talk about this NASCAR Sprint Cup Series, a Saturday night race that ended on Sunday evening. Kevin Harvick, the winner in the number 4 car in the Stewart-Haas Chevrolet. Kyle Busch, though, with the most laps, led 256 laps, and we're going to get right into it. We got a lot of stuff to talk about today. MR2, we're going to talk about the Xfinity Series race later on today, plus we have the full results coming up on MR5. And MR3, we have the truck race, which we did the other day, but that's still available for on-demand listening, so go check that out, communityradioli.com, over on the Motorsports Radio section. So the Best Pro Shop NRA night race from Bristol Motor Speedway, which was 500 laps, 266.5 miles, the 112th race at Bristol, the 39th night race. Cousin Carl Edwards, the pole sitter on Saturday night with the number 19 Toyota. Denny Hamlin with the number 11 Toyota started in second, and Kyle Busch started in third. Joe Gibbs Toyota starting in the top 3, and Matt Kenseth started in 5th. He's a 4-time Bristol winner. Green flag drops at 9:03 p.m. Eastern time. Now there was a lightning warning prior to the race starting. Officials were telling teams to tell the drivers to tell everyone to seek shelter. Also telling teams to get the car covers out. Rain and possible hail was being forecasted. The Air Titans were out there, and the question was, would this Saturday night race be a Sunday morning race? But they finally got to green at 9:03. Denny Hamlin roaring to the front to take the lead. Denny Hamlin, Chase Elliott, Carl Edwards, Kyle Busch, and Matt Kenseth make up the top 5 at lap 5, the 11, 24, 19, 18, and the 20. The Rosin, which is the big talk this weekend, aiding in some stickiness for the drivers along the inside lane. And lap 14, Tony Stewart fans holding up their number 14 signs. Now, lap 19, Ryan Blaney climbs up to 3rd. So now the 24, the 18, and the 21. Ryan Blaney was driving the Virginia Tech car this weekend. Lap 24. Anyway, so question number 1. Okay, comes out lap 32. And this was due to weather, and this is where it all came to a little halt. On Saturday night, note there was a competition caution scheduled for lap 60, so no fueling is allowed. Clint Boyer, it was the lucky dog in this one. Now, the officials were preparing for a red flag as officials were bringing the cars into pit road, and then the red flag came out at lap 39. Drivers out of the cars are covered up, and the caller. Now here's what happened. They were getting ready to go back to green. So at 10:27 Eastern time, so the rain started falling like 9:12. So by 9:15 or so, the red flag's out. By 10:27, they were getting ready to come back out. The command came at 10:27 to take the car covers off, and the drivers into the cars at 10:28. Engines got fired up 10:43, and they started heading out. So back to yellow. It was 10:53 when the cars rolled back out, and then at 10:54 the cars rolled back in, and then the red flag was displayed for the second time. So now, and oh man, this was interesting. Officials on the radio saying, you know, you get a lot of entertainment when you listen to the officials, which they had a lot of stuff to talk about this weekend. But 11 p.m. Eastern time, the officials telling everyone to seek shelter. Severe weather in the area, and at this point I was thinking that they were going to finish this race on Sunday. Bristol was under a severe weather warning. Race wasn't called, however, just yet at this time, but it was getting close to it. And so race watching is an operation here at Motorsports Radio, so we keep an eye on stuff. So they did finally call the race. And the race actually started at lap 59, and that was at 4:42 p.m. Eastern time on Sunday evening with 441 laps to go. Top 3, Kyle Busch, Chase Elliott, and Ryan Blaney, 18, 24, and the 21. Denny Hamlin running in 5th. Matt Kenseth in 6th, and it was boogity-oogity time. Truex Jr. climbs up to 3rd. Top 3, lap 63, Kyle Busch, Denny Hamlin, Truex Jr. Ryan Blaney drops down to 7th. He had some issues. He would eventually climb back up to 4th and then back to 3rd at lap 69. But at lap 70, Ryan Blaney up to second, Truex in third. So the 18 to 21 and the 78, and Denny Hamlin drops down to sixth. Chase Elliott was in fifth at this time. And then lap 86, caution number 2, and this is the competition caution. It was originally scheduled for lap 60, so they pushed it back. So the competition caution would come out at lap 86. The restart at lap 92 with Brian Scott, Greg Biffle, and Kyle Busch the top 3, the 44, 16, and the 18. Now, Kyle Larson, he got popped up going too fast on pit road, and Ricky Stenhouse Jr. also going too fast on pit road. Now, Ryan Newman up to second, so the 44, 31, and the 78. Truex Jr. running third. Lap 95, Ryan Newman takes the lead. Brian Scott down to second, but now Kyle Busch in third. So watch out. Busch moves up to second. Brian Scott down to third, and then fourth as Jeff Gordon with the 88 car climbs into third. So now you have the third, 31, 18, and the double 8 in the top 3 now. Now, news about the 88 car that Jeff Gordon will not be driving the 88 car next week. Next week, NASCAR heads to Michigan. Alex Bowman will be driving the double 8. So now the 18 tailgating at 31 and then passes that 31, becoming the new leader at lap 104. So it's Kyle Busch, Ryan Newman, and Jeff Gordon in the top 3. But then Jeff Gordon climbs up to second. Kyle Busch, however, with a 1.5 second lead on Jeff Gordon, lap 111. The top 5 at lap 125, Kyle Busch, Jeff Gordon, Carl Edwards, Truex Jr., Chase Elliott, and then Kyle Busch putting over 2 seconds on Jeff Gordon. So taking care of some business. Carl Edwards at lap 135 climbed back up to second. Gordon down to third, and Kyle Busch was brushing the 3-second mark on cousin Carl, 3.2 seconds at lap 138. Jeff Gordon would drop down to fourth as Truex Jr. retakes third place. Then we have lap 158, which would bring out caution number 3. An issue with Reagan Smith's number 7 car. He hits the wall at turn 2. Restart lap 165, and Carl Edwards, the pole sitter, back in front. Kyle Busch in second, Truex Jr. in third. And a fishtail for Jeff Gordon coming out of turn 4 at lap 170. Almost lost it. He would eventually drop down, after that, drop down to 8th, and eventually dropped all the way down to 16th. So Denny Hamlin comes up to third, Kyle Busch second, Carl Edwards the leader, and it's a no blinking zone. Kyle Busch becomes the new leader at lap 191. So the top 5, lap 195, is Kyle Busch, Carl Edwards, Kevin Harvick. Okay, because Kevin Harvick came for the win. Denny Hamlin 4th, Truex Jr. in 5th, and lap 225. A fight for the lead, Carl Edwards and Kyle Busch. Lap 230, Carl Edwards, the new leader. Well, was the new leader until Kyle Busch took the lead right back. He had a nice little fight for first between the 18 and the 19. But eventually Carl Edwards would drop down to third, and Kevin Happy Harvick takes second. Lap 250 at 5:40 p.m. Eastern Time, the race halfway mark. The 18 and the 19 still fighting for the lead as these two just go back and forth. Now, Tony Stewart around this time had some issues with his car if he was watching this race. He had to go to the garage for a little bit. He would come back out eventually 12 laps down, but lap 255 comes caution number 4. This would be for debris at turn 3. Restart lap 263, Kyle Busch in front, Carl Edwards in second, and Kyle Larson in third. So the 18, 19, and the 42. A bunch of penalties given out during this caution. The 95 and the 31 both got pit road penalties. Now Kevin Harvick back in third after this restart. Then up to second. Denny Hamlin in third. 18, 40, 11. Kyle Larson would drop down to 7th. Carl Edwards down to 5th. And Kurt Busch in 4th. Tony Stewart still continued having issues with the 14 Stewart-Haas Chevrolet behind the wall at this time. And again came back out 12 laps down. But lap 286, Kevin Harvick becomes the new leader. Squeezing in between the 18 and the wall, and things started getting really interesting now. There was a lot of interesting moments on Saturday. Also on Friday's Xfinity Series, which we'll be talking about a little bit later on channel MR2. Is Kevin Harvick going to win this one? This is what I wrote down at this time. I think, so then Kyle Larson, he gets loose sideways, and this brings out the 5th caution incident at turn 4. And this was a big one here. The 42 gets loose, 41 right behind him goes into the 42, and then the 22 gets bumped by the 41. So the 22 and the 41 are okay. The 42 is also okay. Joe Logano actually climbed up into first place for a little bit, but we'll get to that in a moment. Question 5, restart lap 317. Now Kyle Busch is 18. Now this is when Kyle Busch started having some issues. his 18 car suffering from a broken right shock. Okay, and radio communications, Kyle Busch radioing into the crew chief, and they're telling him to stay out there. Well, Kevin Harvick now, so here's what happened. Kevin Harvick, lap 348, retakes the lead with 152 laps remaining. Definitely a whole lot of racing left, and definitely anything can happen. And, oh man, and something did happen. This is Kyle Busch. Loses it. And going into turn 2, Busch having some troubles with that 18. And whatever it was, and that's it, I think finally that shock absorber went and probably lost control of the car. But after spinning, collects the 46 car of Michael Annett. Also, Truex Jr., Justin Allgaier, also involved in this one, the 1847-78. And Kyle Busch had some words to say to Michael Annett and the crew chief, if you saw that interview. Of course, they had the Kyle Busch mic drop before the race. I gotta make sure I put that in there. Lap 256. Led 256 laps, and Kyle Busch was not happy with that 46 team. This would be it for Kyle Busch for yesterday's race. Restart comes out lap 372, and here's when you have Joey Logano in front, Kurt Busch in second, and Bart Keselowski in third. But man, oh man, Kurt Busch gets loose, and a bunch of cars got collected, including Bart Keselowski and Ryan Blaney with the Virginia Tech car. This brings out caution number 7. Joey Logano got some contact, but the 22 was okay. Crazy, man. Crazy. Also, Paul Menard involved with 27. But Ryan Blaney, man, some major front end damage. Also, Matt Kenseth got a little piece. Denny Hamlin gets the free pass. Restart lap 390. Now, officials are race control saying that the 41, Kurt Busch, they were questioning his restart, so they were actually apparently he had a restart violation. Okay, now I don't know what else came out of this situation. I haven't heard anything yet today, but of course, Motorsports Radio will keep the eyes and the ears open. Restart lap 390. Joe Logano still in the lead. Kevin Harvick in second, and Jimmy Johnson now in third with 110 laps remaining. Jimmy Johnson up to 7, Kevin Harvick down to 3rd, and Logano in the lead. And a little nitty-gritty between that 4 and the 48. The 4 bumping the 48, getting the 48 out of his way. So top 5 lap 395, Joe Logano, Kevin Harvick, Jimmy Johnson, Austin Dillon, and Chris Buescher. Man, oh man, a fun day Sunday at the short track, and a nitty-gritty battle for first between Logano and Kevin Harvick. The 22 in front, the 4 in second, inside of the last 100 laps. And man, lap 404, Kevin Harvick, the new leader. So now it's the 4 to 22 and the 48 to top 3, a Chevy, Ford, and Chevy top 3 combination right there. And then caution number 8. Lap 416, Clint Boyer, the 15 car, having trouble. He gets into the wall a little bit. Brian Scott will become the lucky dog in this scenario. Restart lap 423 with Denny Hamlin in it, the new leader. Kevin Harvick in second, Jimmy Johnson in third. I don't know what happened with Joe Logano. Okay, I must have missed something. There's a lot of stuff going on. He's taking notes and watching and everything. So, but Logano coming out of this restart would drop down to 17th. Lap 430. Okay, so we get to lap 430. Kevin Harvick retakes the lead. Then question number 9, lap 434, and this one was for weather. A crazy wet weekend, but it looked like it was a passing shower. Now, they did stop the cars and eventually brought them to pit road, and then the red flag. Drivers did stay in the cars as per race officials. This is like about 3 hours and 8 minutes into the race. Now, officials were saying, though, that they can cover the cars up if they wanted it. Although the rain did let up by this time anyway, so it was a little break-in action, but the cars are all off back out at 7:21 Eastern Time, and it's back to yellow. Restart lap 450. Kevin Harvick in the lead, Denny Hamlin in second, Austin Dillon in third with the number 3 Chevrolet with 50 laps to go. Dillon up to second, Hamlin down to third, and then Stenhouse Jr. climbs up to third. So it's the 4 to 3 to 17 out of top 3. Then Stenhouse Jr. up to second, Hamlin back into third, approaching lap 470, the start of the last 30. As day is starting to turn into evening, track lights coming on, even though there was still some daylight out there. So we did get a little bit of night racing in on Sunday. Kevin Harvick with 2.3 seconds on second place, Stenhouse Jr. Top 5, lap 475, the last 25 laps. Kevin Harvick, Stenhouse Jr., Denny Hamlin, Austin Dillon, and Chris Buescher. Lap 4.